What's up, mi gente from YouTube? Welcome back to Boricua Tactical. Today we're going to be talking about the Shaw Concepts PCP pack, or plate carrier pack. This guy right here. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for all the likes, comments, subscriptions. I appreciate all the follows. Please continue to subscribe, share with a friend. I'm trying to build up the followers, so please hit that subscribe button and get the notification so when videos drop you can see it. All right, enough about that. Let's get into the Shaw Concepts PCP pack. So this is my go-to pack. I wanted to do a video on it because I got a lot of questions, and I'm on forums and we talk a lot about the kit that we use, and a lot of questions on, hey, what's a good pack, what's adaptable. And I will start first and foremost, I have no affiliation with Shaw Concepts whatsoever. I pay for this stuff on my own. I just really love their products, been using it for years, holds up, and I think they make amazing stuff. I know they're on the pricier side of things, and when I say pricey, it's not like something you're, just a price point that you're paying. You really get what you pay for. They make high quality gear, so that's why you're going to see a lot of Shaw stuff. So let's get into it. So I want to talk, I'll go through the pack, what's its features it has and all that, and I'll show you how it adapts to the plate carrier. Now, mind you, this is Shaw Concepts, but you could adapt this to other plate carriers. They sell a kit for that. So it's not just for a Shaw Concepts like ARC V2, which you see here, which I'll say I did a video on this, and I wanted to do a part 2 with the plate carrier pack. So this is part 2. But again, you could adapt it to other to other plate carriers. Now, why do I think this is a great plate carrier pack? Is because one, it really adjusts and adapts well to a plate carrier and how you're carrying, and I'll show you guys that later in the video. But I like that it's single person operated, meaning most of the time when you're wearing a pack on your plate carrier, you're not getting anything out of it yourself, right? It's mainly for team environments. And that's why I had the pack. I used this at work, and we were in a team environment, so anybody could get in my pack. The reason why I shifted to this one is this is the only one that I really found where you can get to it yourself with the attach points. You can swing it over, get into it, swing it back, clip it in. I'll show you guys all that. But that's why I think this is super cool, as well as it's really well made, nice pack. And I'll show you guys as we get into it. So let me just close these straps back on. So you have, first and foremost, let's go through the pack, right? So this is the Ranger Green. Price point on this guy is $250, $275. They make them in multicam. I think multicam, Ranger Green, Black, Coyote. I think that's pretty much it in this, but I could be wrong. They might make some other colors. Made out of really good high quality Cordura. You have your tension straps here that I had just clipped on, so you could tension some more stuff on it if you want to have some layers on it, right? You could build that up. You're gonna have one main pocket here, another pocket up here, the main body compartment, and I'll go through it and open it and show you guys it as well. And then you have a back compartment where you could do hydration, or you could put a breach tool, etc. Now, mind you, I had this pack, like I said, when I was at work. I kept medical and breaching in it, right? And that's why I ran this pack, and I continue to keep it. So this has like extensive medical, some breaching, and I keep extra mag storage in. So now I use this, for training purposes, if I'm training with a bigger loadout, and this is something that I would grab, meaning I'm on the go, I want to have a good amount of medical, I need extra mag storage. So it could be kind of that SHTF type of event. This is the pack I use it. I don't run it all the time on my carrier because I don't always need this much kit, right? So I just want to say that first and foremost. But you could use it for many options. I have it for medical, mainly medical, mag storage, and some breaching. You could use it for whatever you want. You could also use this as a backpack. It's got some padded straps here, and Shaw Concepts makes a hip strap that you could attach to it to just run it like a natural backpack. So let's get into it. In the main pocket down here, I keep extra mag storage, right? So I have 3 extra rifle 5.56 mags, some P mags, and I have 4 extra pistol mags. Right now they're Glock mags, but that could be Sig mags, you know, depending on, you know, what I'm using. How I have them in this pocket, when you get this pocket from Shaw, it's lined with Velcro on the back. And if you see, I'll take the mags out for you. This is a Shaw Concepts RAM insert, so a triple. I just used it, put the magazines in, and it held Velcro, so it's in there. You can hear it's on the Velcro side. And then I did 2 double ferro elastic shingles for pistol mags and attached those to the RAM insert, so everything is together Velcroed in. So that'll hold my pistol mags just like that, as you can see. And this holds my rifle mags in there in the RAM insert. So I have a good amount of mags. So that I pretty much keep as my extra, if I need extra mags, extra, you know, etc. I have it all here, right? So that's what I keep in that pocket. Up in this pocket, I'm not going to have much in here right now. I just have some chem lights in there because I was doing some CQB stuff. But in here, I would normally keep some flashbangs. Either 2 smoke, 1 flash, 2 flash, 1 smoke. I keep about 3 fits in here. That's what I like to keep in here. Like I said, this is a pack that I would grab if something was really going down and I need a flashbang smoke. I'll kind of go into that later, but that's what I keep in this top compartment. But if you open it up, again, you have a Velcro lined pocket in here. That's a cool thing with Shaw. Any of these pockets, they're gonna have nylon on the front, but a good backing of Velcro, so you can just build up and attach different pouches and different things to it. Good size pouch. You could also put more mag storage in here if that's how you wanted to use that pocket. Up here is just Velcro. I just have an IR flag there, or I would have a placard identifying whether, you know, I used to have a sheriff's, you know, response placard on there. So you could do identifiers if you want on there, whatever you want. Moving into the main body of the Shaw Concepts PCP. So these are kind of like half butterfly pockets, these two. The main compartment will butterfly completely straight down. I like that in the pack, as you can see. And the pack will just split open completely. What you see here do not come with Shaw, as well as here. So when you open this pack, you're gonna have a whole Velcro lined, you know, kind of Velcro lined insert here, as well as a pocket in here, like a kangaroo pouch, and this is Velcro lined on the other side. In this compartment, you have access through it with some zippers and a closure G-hook, and I'll explain what that closure G-hook is for in a second as we go through it. But in here, you could put a hydration bladder, like a Camelback, etc., or you could put breacher tools if you need, like a Halligan tool, you know, some big wire cutters, etc., bank sticks, whatever you want, you could put in this compartment. They make a like a Tigress lined breacher tool kind of like sleeve that you could put in there so it doesn't go anywhere. And it's kind of just a zip open, so you could run, if you are running the tool, you could zip it kind of closed, or your hydration cable, right? And then with this G-hook, they give you like a little G-hook closure. You just close it up and it's there. But that's the main body of the compartment. So let's go through what I have in it. I get a lot of questions about these 3 packs. These are just bought on Amazon. They're kind of like just Velcro, right? Velcro in the back, Velcro lined pouches that you could, or mesh line, so you could kind of see in them. And what I have in here is, like I said, extended medical. These are all 3 Amazon pouches. Does Shaw make pouches? I think they may, I'm not sure, but like I said, I didn't want to get anything pricey. It's just holding medical. And here I have pulse ox, I have tape, a lot of random medication, steroid meds. I have extensive, you know, just medication that you would need in here. As far as my medical that I have in these pouches, these are just zip open as well. If you go through, and in the top compartment, I lied, it's not all medical. These are my 2 medical. In here I have water filtration, etc. So I have like a Cana Provisions pack, and do you know what this is? This is an MSR inline filter for it's military spec inline filter. I've used these for a while, even when I was on the job. They're very great filters. Like Camelback makes a filter like that. I just think the MSR is better, and it's FDE, which is cool, I say. But yeah, great filter. You put it in your Camelback, and you could fill that with any water you find, and it's going to filter through. So really comes in handy to have. So I have water purification things in there. The one thing I would also have in here that's out of it would be like a seal key. If you don't know what that is, it's a 4-way key to get into any like spigot or water spigot that you find. Sometimes there are various sizes. That key allows you to get water from a source. Like I said, I have this pack kind of like I would grab if I needed to go, and I have things that I would need a little bit of mixture of medical, survival, more mag storage, etc. So I said I had medication in here. Down in my main medical compartment, I'm gonna have just extra medical. As I open it through, I have an IV, a little IV miniature bag, gloves. I have some suture kits. I have liquid IV. I have saline solution. I said suture kits. I have some like local anesthetic stuff. So I have just things that you would really need to go medical if you needed to work on somebody, if you needed to sustain somebody for a little bit, or yourself. That's why I have that small IV. I have a butterfly IV, things like that. So I keep that in there. And like I said, these are just 3 pouches that are Velcroed together in this pack that you can find on Amazon. They're just little zip-up packs, etc. And I have some more emergency bandages in there, extra Israeli bandage, things of that nature. They just zip up, and I have them so you can just rip them off. If you need to give medication to somebody, you can, and you just Velcro them back in line. So I like that little just a medical patch, so you know this has medical in it, etc. But you could build this up with other pouches the way you want. It doesn't have to be medical. Suit it for yourself. That's just the way I have it. On this compartment here, or I use the Velcro kind of backing to just add a holder. I have some shears in here. I have a pry tool. I have some wire cutters, some light breaching stuff. One of our SOPs were when we were on the job at ERT, we had to have like one breaching tool on us. All of us did, and usually it was like a small kind of like Halligan tool, small pry bar that we kept on us. So I was just always used to carrying that. So like I said, wire cutters if I need to cut into a fence or get into somewhere, and pry bars, etc. That's basically it. It's a good size pack. You could fit layers in here. You could fit you could set this up any way you want, is what I'm saying. I just have it set up, like I said, for medical and some breaching, and I will use this for hydration as well, or if I need to just put extra storage in that pouch, because I do have I don't know, I did a video on this. I have an ice vents from Core, so it's kind of like a plate hydration. So I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll use the Camelback style, sometimes I'll use that plate style from Core. Side note quickly with that, does build your profile of your carrier out, because it's almost like you have like a secondary plate with that. So I pick and choose on how I'm using that hydration, is what I'm saying. So sometimes I will use a Camelback because it'll be on my pack. So that's the main compartment. You just zip that up. Like I said, I really love that it butterflies completely open, easy to get in and out of. We talked about the back hydration. On the sides here, you have a ton of laser cut moly. I have a Shaw Concepts TQ holder, so I have another Snake Cess Systems tourniquet here and a Sharpie. I will also keep and I've said this in other videos, which goes along with my smoke bangs. I will keep a big bear spray in here. You're gonna say, why do you have bear spray? I'll talk about this in another video, but I'll mention it quickly. If I was in a situation where there's civil unrest, I'm with my family, I'm taking this because it is a situation where you're getting out, and this is why I grabbed this pack, and there's a crowd that I may need to disperse. I would use that bear spray along with, it's orange bear spray, along with an orange smoke, to simulate a chemical that would disperse the crowd and I could get my family through it. I know it's only pepper spray and an inert smoke, but they do not. You could also fit a gas mask in here, which I would add, right, if that was the case. So that's something that I've talked about in a video, whether you're traveling, good to have that kind of bear spray and a smoke, you know, a smoke bang, because it could get you out of a big crowd movement. Like you need to disperse a crowd, you pop off that orange smoke and you spray some orange bear spray, people start choking on that, they think they will disperse and you could get out of there. So that's something I've talked about in video, but that's what I would also have on this pack. I had taken it off because I was camping. I went out camping, so I brought my bear spray, but I used the Molly for that. On this side, I just have a big flexible antenna for the guys that know for comms. I keep it here just cinched to the Molly. I have my comms here, so if I'm, you know, now I'm on foot, right, I'm going to be going into the woods, I might need some extended range stuff, so I have my antenna there. And that's basically it as far as the bag. You know, it has the nice padding on the back, right? So if you're wearing this as a backpack, you'll have some padding. If you're feeling it on the pack, well, you're not going to feel that because your plate's in between you, right? So you're not going to feel that part. But it has some good shoulder straps here with some nylon sleeves. What's good about that is you could run cable management through there. So if you're running a hydration tube, right, I would run it through here, and I'll show you how that would work in place with the carrier to have everything up there. Or if you want to run comms cables through there, you can. So that's super cool from Shaw that they made that. And like I said, and we just saw in the video, you have your cinch straps on the side to cinch everything down, make the pack a little, you know, more compressed. And also if you want to, you know, cinch some poncho, things like that on the back, you can to maximize as much storage as you can. I think it's a great little pack, small size, not too big. You'll see it when it's on the plate carrier, which will attach for you now. So the way it attaches is super simple. Shaw makes a little kit called the PCP mounting kit, and it's just going to give you some basically just buckles, right? And I'll show you guys how these buckles are going to work. Now, if your plate carrier doesn't have you know, like molly slits or kind of like attachments for buckles, and the PCP kit also comes with those little hook style attachments for buckles. So this would just attach into any like molly cuts, you know, slit that you have, and you could adapt that. So that's why they give you those little tabs. I don't need to use them because I'm adapting it to their Shaw Concepts, and they've already sewn into their shoulder straps the little holders for the QDs and buckles. So I'm going to show you guys now how you would attach it to your carrier. So you're just going to take those buckles, right? You're going to take the male buckles here. They just kind of pop open with the little there, and you're just going to put them into their molly slits here on their shoulders to adapt, and I'll show you guys how that's all going to work. You just put one in there, right there, okay, and the secondary on your non-dominant shoulder. One thing I will talk about that I'm going to change on this plate carrier is this spear tube. I'm going to go right to this little tri-glide to keep it slick. I don't take my carrier off like that. I don't really utilize this. I utilize the tubes on the cummerbund 100%. I think this is good for, you know, if you're doing maritime stuff and you need a quick, you know, doff on, doff off kind of thing, attachment point there. But I don't do any of that, so Shaw's sending me another tri-glide to change that out and make it on the slick side. That's the only thing that I'll change about this carrier. Having a little trouble getting that in there, but we got it in. All right. All right, and you have two attachment points. That's how you want your shoulder straps to lay, so you can change that. Now you have your female end of the buckles, and that's going to go on your cummerbund here, because that's where you want your side straps to attach, and it all makes sense when I show you guys. So you just come over to your cummerbund here, find the midpoint and just attach those buckles to the MOLLE cut in their cummerbund. Now if you have a different cummerbund, it's not a Shaw, not a problem, as long as your cummerbund has a point to attach. Any type of MOLLE would work. And if you don't have, you know, you can't clip that buckle around, but you just have a slit, you could use the little attachment points to then put the buckle on that. So you have, there's ways of doing it if you don't have, well, I don't have a cummerbund from Shaw. Not a problem. It doesn't have to be a Shaw Concepts. Where did I do my other buckle? There it is. On this side, as you see, on my support side, that's where I keep my GP pouch. So I'm just gonna put the buckle right behind the GP pouch. Where you put these buckles aren't, you know, aren't detrimental. It's just where you want to put them somewhere where you can get to the straps, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So when you're attaching it, so you just clip them in. Now I have that. All right. So basically, how this attaches is you would take your PCP, right? Go over your shoulder straps, and you're clipped in, right? Over that shoulder strap, clips in, right? So you're going to be over shoulder, right? Shoulder to shoulder. You take your side, right? That's why we put this buckle here on the cummerbund, right? And you put your side one on this cummerbund, and you're completely attached to the plate carrier, all one unit. I'll show you that on my body, so it makes sense. I just kind of wanted to show you how it clips on, and you know, in theory, just showing you. Let me pause this. I'll put this on so you can see how it actually looks on, and I can show you guys how you adjust it real quick. I'll come back with you with that. Shoulder straps, right? Connection points right here. Follow the padded shoulder straps of the Shaw Concepts so you don't feel that load. If you can see, back pat's in right here. Got my side cinch point here for the hip belt, and the same as on my strong side here, hip point. And weights just evenly distributed. Pack lays fine. You got no bounce, everything's on you. Really secure. Alright guys, I have the plate carrier on. I'm going to show you how to kind of put it on, because you might say, oh, I see it on, but how do you get it on? So I'll show you guys. Super simple. So the best way to kind of put this on yourself, if you're, you know, putting it on after you have your carrier, is you just grab the shoulder straps and just launch it right over your head, right? Right over your head. Then you're gonna find the buckle point right there, clip in, right? Find the buckle point here and clip in. Now you're over your shoulder straps, and now you take your side straps, remember right here, find your buckle, and now you cinch. See how I could get to it with my hand? Same with this side. I'm gonna find my buckle, right? That was right behind my GP pouch. Get in it, cinch it down as much as you can. Boom, right? Now you have that pack on you, okay? Just like that. And it really distributes the weight. It's over the shoulders. I don't feel an excessive amount of weight on my back. If anything, it kind of, you know, really levels out with the more weight that I have on the front, right? Because I only have my plate on the back. I have mags, I have an admin pouch, right? This is my bigger loadout. You guys have seen my videos. I have a smaller loadout for like active shooter, stuff like this. But this is pretty built out. Like I said, I could get to my GP pouch, all that. Now the cool thing about this is, like I said, you need to get something out of your pack yourself. And you don't want to, right, the pain in the ass is of taking your whole kit off to get to something in the back. That's why it's more of a team element, right? Okay, go get a blast charge or get something for breaching, or we need some medical, etc. That's what's cool thing about. So now you need to get to something, you would just take your strap off here, release this strap here, bring the pack over to the front, get what you gotta get, okay? And then swing it back over again, just like you had it. Over, clip in. All right, just gotta find it, clip in. Got your shoulder strap here, got your side strap here, go find your buckle again, and you are good to go, my friends, all right? And you're back on. That's what's cool about this pack, all right? Easy to get to, you can get to it yourself. Like I said, shoulders run right over your shoulder pads on. So it's, and this carrier does a great job of distributing the weight, where it doesn't really give you hot spots where you don't feel like, oh, you know, I've had other carriers where you really feel it on certain parts of your shoulder, the weight. This really distributes the weight really great. Now with those sleeves, that's where you would run your cable management. So for example, if I'm running a Camelback hydration, I run my tube here, I run it through the Maui here, and I have it right here, so it's easy to get to, and I could hydrate. Or if I'm running any comms wires and I need to go that way through my backpack, whatever, I can. But usually I'll route my cable from my hydration. So again, guys, that's the Shaw Concepts PCP. So you can see it. It's something you got to play with. You know, I'm looking at it right now. If it's a little off, possibly for the camera, it can be. You know, that's something you have to adjust and play with. Play with your straps. Find the perfect weight where it's distributed right, where you don't feel this, you don't feel that. Obviously, in a vehicle setting, that's a lot, but what's cool about this is that you could take it off, keep it in the back. That's what I would. I'd keep it in the back, and if I needed it, I just throw it on and put it on my kit. Where other guys, whether it was like a Cry, a Faro, zip-up style, they had to have that pack on them all the time. Once guys saw this, a lot of guys went to this system because it was just super cool to have. Like I said, you don't need to run that much of a pack if you don't need to. They make a panel, so it's like a detached grid, same type of attachment points, but it's just a like Tigress cut Molly grid. Javelin Concepts makes one too. I've done a video on it. That's something else, and you could adjust that to what you want. You could put some, you know, GP pouches, make a smaller pack if you don't want such like a PCP pack, like a pack that size. And again, if you want to run it as just a backpack, you can run those straps over and just get their waist strap and use it as its own backpack. It's a nice pack. So that's it, guys. That's how the whole system looks together with the Shaw Concepts Arc V2. I did a full video on this carrier going through all, you know, what I have on it. It's basically all Shaw components. But I just wanted to do the part 2 video with the PCP pack and show you guys it. And that's it. Like I said, you can run around, really holds it, that's what you want to do. Jump around with it, make sure it's got no shift in it, make sure it's right. You can play with these straps, attachment points, and where you want it, as well as where you want it. Here, if some guys like to, just a quick note, some guys like to have that strap further here so they could get to it. I mean, I could reach no problem. But you could set the buckles here. It doesn't matter that the strap is over your GP pouch. You could still get into your GP pouch, or if you need to, you just unclip. So just know that, guys, it's easier on this side because you guys know from my previous videos, I like to keep my strong side slick for having to go to my secondary. I just don't like anything obstructing me on this side, and I don't like to be wide on the sides if I could avoid it. Obviously, I also don't want to be front out too, because going prone and, you know, being in vehicles or getting to your, you know, rifle transitions with slings gets cumbersome when you have a lot of stuff in the front too. Remember, as you see it now, it's really built up. Like I have my shot card here for breaching. I don't always have that. The admin pouch comes in and out. Like if I don't need it, this would be a little slicker down. Like if I just need the placard, this admin would come out. I showed in the video what I used that for. But that's pretty much it. Check out the Shaw PCP pack from Shaw Concepts. Awesome pack. See you guys on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe out there. Dale.